Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So it's update time for the NB4 set of radios. So we'll start off with the original NB4, and this is 20108 I believe. So let's bring you in for a close-up look and see how we get on with this one. So first thing we're going to need to do is connect our transmitter with USB. Now for this I'm just using the Source Guy USB base. Just makes it easier because I just need to swap the base and I can plug all the other transmitters into it. But just connect your actual base battery. So whichever battery you've got, connect it to the main port and connect that to your actual PC. Then make sure your transmitter's powered on. Now, the only thing where I see people having an issue with this is if they're not using the cable that came with the actual transmitter and they've got a charge cable where it's not a data cable. So other than that, that should be straightforward. Then we're going to have to go to flysky-cn.com. Once we're on here, click on products, scroll down, click surface, and then we're going to find the NB4. We're going to scroll down to downloads and upgrades, and then on here we've got the manual, we've got the change log, so we can have a quick look and see what's changed. So added set as race mode function, so it'll allow quick disabling of the low signal alarm and telemetry loss. Put my teeth back in. Added a failsafe warning function. It can now be enabled or disabled. Tells you if the current model's failsafe's been set or no output when you power up. Added telemetry loss function, so alarm can be set when telemetry is lost. Sensitivity can be changed. Function can be enabled or disabled. Modified low signal alarm, so alarm can now be set. Value can be changed and repeat cycles can be set. Function can be enabled or disabled. Modified failsafe function not set, no output. Judgment times added. Optimized other issues related to user experience. And it does tell you on here, which I will cover, you do have an issue if your backups are made in the older version of Assistant and not the 335 version. So you'll have problems copying them over. You do need to run the calibration. And also on this one, you do need to make sure your model memories are backed up. So, from the bottom of this page, you've got Flysky Assistant 335. So we've got it for Mac and Windows. You just need to download that and then run it. Once you've got it installed, and I have done videos on this, we want to load up Assistant. You will see the transmitter flash and it'll come up and it'll show that it's connected. Now I strongly advise on this one, you go to export, load your models. You can click to select all of them, and then I'm just going to deselect the ones that I've got nothing on at the moment. There's no point backing up blank memories. So then you can click export, and for me, on my desktop, I have an Assistant folder, then I have a folder for each transmitter, so this one's NB4, and I'm just going to save it. They're all date stamped, so it's not an issue. You'll see the date on them so you know when your backups are from, but this is just creating a brand new backup using Assistant 335, so you're not going to run into problems, hopefully, restoring your model memories back to your transmitter. Now, one thing I highly recommend doing, you can click on update. We can click on update on here. It warns you need to make a backup. You can click update and then we can download either the 108 FCC version or the one that doesn't say FCC is the standard version. Now what I will tell you, although I've had this succeed, it takes a hell of a lot longer to do the backup, do the actual update doing it this way. What I would suggest is close Assistant, go back to your Flysky page, then we have the FCC version or the standard version. The only difference between these two, FCC, slightly higher transmission power, you might get an extra 50 meters range, but it'll flatten your battery quicker, and also it's not legal to use that outside of certain parts of America. Standard version, you'll get the advertised range, but you'll get longer battery life than using the FCC one. And for me, I've never had an issue where I've lost range, so I'm going to click the standard one. I'm going to put this in the same folder that we put as model backups in. Once that's downloaded, you can click open folder. You'll see we've got this software. We now need to go onto as transmitter, go to as system memory, scroll down, click firmware update. You'll see your transmitter's ready for update. It'll go off, it'll come back on. You'll hear your PC make the USB detected sound. So once we've got that in update mode, then start this program. You'll see it picks up the transmitter straight away. Hardware version 1.2, last update is 105 on this one. So then we can click update, and you'll see it's quite quick, the actual way it goes through and does this. And we're already on 7%. Let's see if I can make that screen any easier to see. It's always a bit awkward recording screens with digital cameras. But we're already at 40-odd%. If I was to do this through Assistant, it would probably take 5 to 10 times longer. I have had the update process go through absolutely fine. I've also had it fail a number of times. Using the standalone updater just seems a far better option, and it's so much quicker. So you can see the transmitter has restarted. It's come up with new message saying RF firmware is lower, please update. If you press OK, that'll update your RF firmware. So now the RF board, which I believe on these is the FRM 301, is now updated to match the software, but as you see, it's reset as models. So we've now got no models. One thing I would do, as soon as you've got this updated, go into your calibration menu, calibrate your steering and your throttle.
Calibration successful.
And you should get the calibration successful. So if we close our updater software, we can then reopen Assistant. You'll see again your transmitter's detected. We can click on it. We can go to import, load model files. So I'm going to go back to my Assistant folder and then my NB4 folder. Click on this file and you can see all the ones we've had installed on here and backed up. You can click import. Now what this will let you do, we've got them all listed here. You can select one at a time and click add. So you can do it that way. If you want to move these, you can highlight them and you can click up and down and move them to where you want them. Or you can just select all and add, and then you've got them all on here. And once you've got them in, you can then move them around, get rid of them. So we can do that. We can reset to get rid of all of them. or you can click all, add all at once, put them all on, and then you can reorganize them if you want. But basically, once you've got these in the order you want, click OK, and it should start putting them back on our transmitter. And if like that, you get the lovely Flysky Assistant software crash. You can just go back in, try it again. So we'll select them again. See if we have any better luck this time. And the instability of Assistant is one of the reasons why I say don't use it to update the actual firmware. Just copy the models to and from. It's a lot easier. So once we've got that done, should be able to close Assistant. So it looks like we've got our model memories back. Let's see if we've got any complex ones on here. So we had the TRX4 with quite a lot of channels on. So we got a steering, got a throttle, and it does look like everything's copied over. Looks like everything's gone over and restored to it. So I think the only thing I want to try now is just quickly binding it back up to one of the RCs, because I've had a few guys report that there's been some weirdness, and once they've got one of the once they've copied the memories back, it then won't bind to anything correctly, or the steering's not working. So we'll grab a TTO2, and we're going to need a battery. And we're going to need a bind plug. So once you've copied your memories back, you will have to bind your RCs back up. So on this we've got an FGR4S, so I'm going to put in the bind plug. I'm just going to power it up. So let's go to one we've already got set. So TTO2, we'll put it on that. Go to RX set, it's a classic. Start bind.
Binding successful.
So yep, as steering's working. And as throttle's working. So yeah, doesn't seem to be an issue at all with it. It'll bind back up to one of your previous models. As I say, because it's restored the models, you will then have to rebind each model to each RC that you'd got it bound up to. But it only takes a few seconds, and that is fully updated, models restored. We've got failsafe warning option. You can turn on and off. We've got failsafe settings and what we want it to do. You have got the option to just click that and it'll trigger failsafe. So if you press and hold it, it'll make the signal lose. So you can see that your failsafe's working. But yeah, that is the original NB4, fully updated and working. So let's wrap this one up. So there you have it, the original NB4 updated to 20108, I believe this one is. changelog is on SourceSky's website, so you can see exactly what's changed on it. It does seem to update fine. The model memories have gone back on it fine, and I've bound it. The throttle, steering, all working. These little things, really useful. Get these from SourceSky, and it just allows me to use one base to update all the transmitters rather than have the micro USB and USB-C. But yeah, really useful little bit of kit. But yeah, that update seems to work really well. So you guys should be free to update your transmitters, and as always, leave a comment if you're having problems and I'll try my best to help you out. But yeah, other than assistant crashing when it tried to restore memories on first attempt, don't really get any problem with it. So should be good to go. Thanks a lot for watching Wtf Rc Cars. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.